of all Jamaicans. I just want to say thank you to the world for helping us to build our country. Jiggy and march, march. But make we dance with it now. Come make we march, all Jamaicans. We are one big family. Time come for deliverance. So make we march in unity. Whether PNP or Labour rights, our God loves all of we. We are marching on to progress. Jam down and feel all of we. Everything Melissa broke down, we are gonna build back. We are gonna build back better than before. Every house we broke down, we are gonna build back. 'Cause our God have blessings in store. Time come to rebuild together. 'Cause Jamaica is our home. We are stepping out of darkness into the light. We're gonna build stronger roofs and doors.
Good evening, Labour Roots, and good evening to all other comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Labourite alive. Good evening, my people. Good evening, whirlers. Now, guys, I have been absent again for a few days. You guys know why. I try to get in some rest, my people. I am hella tired. I'm exhausted. I have long been saying that, the PNP does not like young persons, especially if you are popular. The PNP stifle the young. The hierarchy of the PNP, they do not like bright youths. They do not like persons who have bright ideas. And the PNP, you have to toe the party line. In the PNP, you can't talk out of turn or out of term. PNP is a steady dictatorship. Now, a lot of persons who are not, privy to the politics, and a lot of persons who does not practice the politics religiously will not have known these things. It seems to the outside that the PNP is a democratic party, but the PNP, since the very conception of it, the very inception, the PNP have been a dictatorship, especially since the 1970s. No other time more than so. So let's roll out the evening shout outs, and then we will get into the topic at hand. We got the audio that I was sent. So I am going to play that audio, and we will break it down, as it goes along, my people. So let's roll out the evening shout outs. Jam down, big up yourself. O'Neill, big up yourself. Wilburn, big up yourself. Mama Marcia Monroe, good evening. Lord Fingers, big up yourself. Big up my moderator wife style. Angeline, big up yourself. Jenny's, big up yourself. Marcia Fortis, big up yourself, mama. Janet Ashley, big up. Edwin, big up yourself. Elaine McClarity, good evening. Josephine, big up yourself. Leonie Lyris, good evening, mama. James, big up yourself. And Terrific, big up yourself. Mama Winsome Nemadsha, good evening. So let me roll out some special shout outs, and then we will get into the audio, my people. Let me just pull up this on screen. Well, not on screen, on my screen here. Vernon, big up yourself. Ava, big up yourself as well. Good evening. So, special shout outs to Father Victor and Terrific, big up yourself. Sylvan West, big up. Mama Sonia Turner Geiger, big up yourself. Father Steady, big up yourself as well. Melody, good evening, mama. I don't see Melody popping yet, so I'm not sure, but she will hear this after the fact. Big up Councillor Julian Chang. Tanya, Oh, I call Tanya already. No, I lie. I call Melody already. Tanya, big up yourself. Marcia Fortis, big up yourself. Good evening. Keishan, big up yourself. Big up Wifestyle. Again, big up yourself. Mama Marcia Allen, big up yourself. Carol West, big up yourself. Good evening. Denise Brooks, big up yourself. Sharon Hall, big up yourself, Sharon. Mr. Vegas, big up yourself. And finally, Elaine McClarity, big up yourself. You know, thank you very much. You guys have been a great help to me and Shanice. And big up to everybody else that, you know, is sending prayers. You know, big up on yourself. Much love and much respect. And for all of the persons who is watching the videos, watching the lives, and watching the ads, you know, big up on yourself. Me thank you very much. See? Sharon Forbes, good evening. David, big up yourself. Winifred, big up yourself, good evening. See? DUJON, I am not on that list. Leonie Lioness, yes, you're not on the list. My apologies. You're on the old list. Leonie Lioness, because I do one next list, you know. And me start to go over one next list because I had to add somebody. You're not the only person that me left off either. So apologies, Leonie Lioness. You know. So Leonie Lioness, big up yourself. Big up Lashika as well. Big up Chuck Fidley. You know, big up Winner. Cindy Lynch, big up yourself. Good evening. Cheryl, big up yourself. Cheryl. Who else is here? Dolores, big up yourself as well. Good evening. So, alright, so let's get into the audio, my people. And if I left off anybody else, wanna just tell me so I can, I don't know. Because we will be doing this over the next couple of lives. See? So, here we go, my people. And I was sent this by Grip Wrench, my people. So, big up Grip Wrench for pointing me in the direction of this video. Ron Harry, big up yourself. Good evening. And Diana Patterson, good evening.
So it's not a round table where you know say, all right, a man a specialist in that, a man a specialist in that, a man a specialist in that. But going into politics, me realize I be a power hungry people me go around. So everybody want to be the leader. You understand what I mean? Because them have it as a leader-centric party. So it's not a round table where you know say, all right, a man a specialist in that, a man a specialist in that, a man a specialist in that. So everybody, no, you go, everybody at dictate to you what them feel say if you go or how them feel say if you go. And if you not take it, the particular premise that they hold, you have your own premise, it create a problem between you and them. But what I recognize, especially you
Mama win some them match. Yes, you're on the list. I'm sure me call you out. So if you don't hear me call you out, you're on the list. So big up yourself as well, Mama win some. See, good evening. I am going to, like I say, everybody just point out to me if you're not on the list. So I can finish the list. Because what happened, I made the list first and then I add persons to it. From the other phone, send it to this one. And then, because I did have part of the list already, I was adding persons that I feel was left off. So, you know. And Beverly Clark, good evening, big up yourself. Donald Bent, good evening, big up yourself as well. See?
my party that I join is not a loving environment where people see you as a prodigy and see you and help to provide a foundation to uplift you. If they see you as a prodigy,
And for persons who, so Mrs. Cindy I say, Shanice do not have any ID, so she can't pick up no money at Western Union, right? We have a Zelle account, we have PayPal. If you send the money to me, Shanice it will go to. See? Yeah, me big up Carol E. West. So if you send the money to me, all I go to Shanice we go buy the stick, the things then. See? And we start the buying, my people. We start to buy the material. So once they start come, I will I will start to, show you guys some images just to show you what your money, what we use the money for, right? So if you're in fear that Chinese won't get the money, Chinese will get the money. And Chinese are my sole responsibility and the children. See, so it is my responsibility to look after them. Right? She don't have an NCB card, my people. She have not gone to sort that out. However, she got back her Scotia card. You know. She not no ID. But she have people around her. We have NCB, my people. So if you don't want to send it to somebody else other than Shanice, with someone I run from, you can send it to one of her friends and she will get it. Right? So we don't worry yourself for people that don't want to send to me or send to anybody else. We're not going to take no money and run with it. Shanice is going to get it. See? Okay, so Cindy don't have Zelle or PayPal. Right, so you can do bank to bank transfer, Cindy, if you have a Jamaican account set up on your phone like the app. So if you have NCB, you can send to Scotia. You have to pay if you send like $20 or something like that for sending next day, or 200 Jamaican dollars for sending same day or whatever. So you can send from NCB app to Scotia app if you have the app. See? Bertie, big up yourself. Good evening to my beautiful mother-in-law. See? So me don't want nobody take no offense, me just say, if you don't feel comfortable with sending the money to anybody else. Shanice, I have a little issue right now. She not no ID. See? So, we continue to listen.
No push.
We're listening to the voice of Andre Horton, my people. Listen.
It's a thing where you become a target.
Yes. So, to them, the last time Andre was a senator, he said this, he said that. So, he made them pray. And I say, you don't know if you play ball as a team player. You understand what I mean?
Whereas
even when the team are the nonsense, you know more on the team, you must know subject your moral understanding, your calculation. For idiot, we no calculate nothing. You understand? Them self-centered. Them only mean them self-good. So they don't mean to country to them a gimmicks thing. Cause them not see people, them not find people them as equal to them either. Them see people them as being subjects. So once them go into that, them feel say, okay, alright, we a leader, them a follower.
And big up Carib 21 media. I am borrowing some of their audio, my people, so big them up.
Hey guys, welcome back to Carib 21 Network, wherever in the world you're watching us from. So I came across this interview with Professor Andre Horton. So Professor Horton was seen as a rising star in the People's National Party. Very brilliant young man, a professor of economics at...
I'm not so sure he's brilliant, but people saying brilliant. I've Tabby Brooks, big up yourself. Guys, there's 126 of us, see if you can get way up to 100 thumbs up now. We actually 100 thumbs up per live.
The University of Technology in Jamaica. And he was sharing his journey on this interview, his journey as a member of the People's National Party. So in this interview, you're sharing about the power struggle within the People's National Party, pretty much the hunger for power, and also why he was blacklisted from the People's National Party. And this interview gave us an inside look on the collapse of the People's National Party. And this is something that I've been saying leading up to the election. Since PJ Patterson left the People's National Party, there's been a power struggle within that political party, and we saw what they did to Portia Simpson Miller. Even though Portia Simpson Miller, despite the struggle, despite the backstabbing from members in the People's National Party, went on to become Jamaica's first female prime minister. And we saw when she lost just by one seat to Dr. Andrew Holness, We saw what happened to Portia Simpson Miller. We saw Lisa Anna being pretty much kicked out of the political party. And even Crystal Tomlinson, and you can go on and on. And just to see a young, bright mind like Dr. Andre Horton being blacklisted from the People's National Party, it tells you where this political party is heading. It does seem to me as if you are a brilliant, young, upcoming person in that party, the leadership of the party sees you as a threat, and they will do anything within their power to make sure that you do not succeed.
There was one time when I was a senator.
I wanna think of blacklist Dr. Andre Horton, my people. I wanna think of it.
And I went to the Senate, and
Carol Fisher, big up yourself. Marston, big up. Father Dennis, big up yourself. Good evening.
I think it was Peter Phillips who was the leader of the PNP at the time. And Peter Phillips said that he wanted to reduce GCT, right? But when I did my own analysis, I recognized that if you reduce the SCT on gas and fuel and petrol, it will have a bigger multiplier effect, because electricity work off of gas, cooking work off of gas, car work off of gas, everything work off of gas. So if you drop the SCT and gas, it's a bigger net gain for everybody cumulatively in the economy. So me now with my bright self go parliament, them say is what they call state of the nation. So you're free to talk your mind, what you feel is the best thing. And
so let me just pause right there a little bit for telling you. So for persons who do not know this, Dr. Andre Horton was a member of the JLP now. And because he can't wait, he gallop gone over the PNP and see that they stab him right in the neck. Anyway, we continue to listen.
I said that it is better to approach it from the SCT point of view. And that was the end of my political career.
Wow.
You understand what I mean? Just because of them ego, because them a leader, them have an ego as to how them approach things. So once you say something different from what they are saying to them, you're not with them. You know what I mean? Them no harm. You're not really business with them. I country business with. But them as a leader have ego in them. And feel said, oh, rotted. After me tell a little boy say a GCT, a little boy really go to parliament, go talk about SCT. Nah man, blacklist.
And when I take a look at the 28 members of parliament from the People's National Party, in my opinion, I cannot find 2 members of parliament that I believe is smarter than Andre Horton. And Andre Horton, I believe, would have a better upside in the People's National Party than pretty much almost everyone that's there now. But this young man was pretty much blacklisted and pushed out of the party just because he wanted to introduce new ideas to the political party. He got blacklisted. And that is what we're seeing happening now with Damian Crawford. What I've noticed is that anyone that seemed to be more liked, be more popular than the opposition leader Mark Golin, than Peter Bunting, anyone that's more liked and more popular, they find a way to push them out of the party because it is their way or no way. And
long time me telling my people, me know no hear this from me on plenty of occasion. Pardon. Good evening, Melody. The PNP do not cater for the young. You know, and even when they were in government, if you notice that we had the highest youth unemployment rate in Jamaica. They not cater for the young because to them, the young are nobody. But everybody know the youths are the future. And if you nurture them and grow them the right way and bring them and put them in the right position, you know, they'll be able to replace the old guards. So right now, PNP under the leadership of Peter Bunting, you know, Peter Bunting, who is almost 70 years old, you know, they are bringing the PNP right down into the gutter, which is very good for us labor rights because, you know, they will never be able to win an election. So, not united. See? They say they need to rise united, but they need to name fall ununited. See? So, the whole spectrum of the thing, my people, or the whole, when I look at the whole thing, you know, we saw them kick out Lisa Anna, we saw them kick out Venetia, we saw them kick out Carrie Douglas, we saw them kick out several other young persons. So when you are a youth, and a mercy of God make Damien Crawford himself even hold on. See? So when you're a youth man, and you are coming with fresh ideas and you are like, they don't like that the leadership of the PNP. Lawrence Rowe as well, then kick out Lawrence Rowe. You know, they don't like young people can't think for themselves. And Craig Watts. That this is the behavior of the PNP, my people. See? So Andre Horton not tell no lie upon them. But we just want to put that out there. Them a try to use the rosy something and distract the people. So we never have to listen to Dr. Andre Horton. But thank God for people like me who can silence the noise. We can make noise and then silence the noise and then do the right thing. Sylvan, big up yourself. See?
Make sure that Mark Golding becomes Prime Minister of Jamaica one day. And they're making the same mistake. And trust me, I feel the same way that I felt in 2025, that Mark Golding will never be the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And Mark Golding is making the same mistake that we saw Mr. Edward Seaga made back in the 80s and the 90s when he could not beat PJ Patterson, and he had to eventually come to his senses and hand over the party to Bruce Golding. If not for Bruce Golding taking over the Jamaica Labour Party when he did, the People's National Party would have won 23 years straight, because Edward Seaga was never going to beat PJ Patterson. And this is the same thing now that we're seeing with Mark Golding, and he refused to give up, and they're pushing young people out of the political party.
I mean, and that has been a criticism of my entry into politics, because people see me as a...
Guys, there's 201 of us, and see if you can get me to 100 thumbs up. Remember, we asked for 100 thumbs up per live. Double tap the phone screen or hit the three dots in the right hand corner of the screen, hit the thumbs up button. Do subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber, and turn on your post notification bell. See, so when I am live, you can get all of my live them. Right?
Good person. People see me as a kind-hearted, non-corrupted person. So they have been questioning, why is it that I chose to enter politics? And I chose to enter because as a Jamaican, I refuse to sit back and watch this country be led by persons who I believe don't have the country's best interest at heart. And even when they do have the country's best interest at heart, they haven't trained and prepared themselves well enough to be able to carry out the task and responsibilities given to them in their specific capacities. And being a politician, I mean, I joined the political sphere in 2019, and I joined the opposition. So we weren't in power to really get the government budget to be able to use it how we would want to use it. And since then, we've been in opposition. So it's mainly our own monies that we have been spending. So I haven't been exposed to that level of corruption that which people speak of.
As if you were actually in power.
Yeah, so maybe if we were in power, then I would get a chance to see how people behave in that way. But we weren't never in power. So I didn't really get a chance to see when people get money to spend on this, they end up spending it on that, or they end up take a percentage and don't spend the entire amount, and so on and so forth. So I wouldn't be able to comment on that from my vantage point, because I wasn't exposed to being in power where you are given the responsibility of spending the country's budget.
And what is very interesting, that leading up to the election in 2025, I did quite a few videos saying that the People's National Party will not win another election until they do some self-reflection, until they fix what is going on within the political party, because I got from good sources what was going on behind the scene, the power struggle behind the scene, and the environment behind the scene was not a loving environment. It was saying nothing about teamwork within that environment. The environment of the People's National Party was divided. And when I remember doing quite a few videos talking about that, and people were saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And now we're seeing another member of the People's National Party coming out and saying that, look, the environment of the People's National Party was not a good environment.
But yet, they tell you that the PNP is united. But we know, my people, because we in politics and we are followed PP clock. And we know it's a big sour Mark Golding come with him big sour self and a corrupt the whole of people them in a party against everybody else because him hell bent. So him want to be a leader, my people, and nobody enough to go before him. See? So that is what is happening, my people. Them a tear down the party and run out the young people them. That's why you see people like Fitzjackson. Fitzjackson are 1,000-year-old. You see people like Mr. Hilton, 1,000-year-old. Peter Bunting, 1,000-year-old. You know, several others who are Angela Brownberg, 1,000-year-old. You know, for Galang go sit down now and let in the young people them and come freshen the thing. You need fresh mind. Because the party not no fresh mind, it is going to die. And I hope it die a death, my people. See? And something new come. We are not naive. We know that Jamaica needs another party, my people, because we are not a dictatorship. Right? But I hope the PNP dies. You know? The party, me not talking people them. So if all I done dopey about them, we are gonna misconstrue what me I say. I am not talking about the people them. I am talking about the party itself, the PNP party machine. Miss Love, big up, you know, and Marie, big up yourself. Jacette, big up yourself. Jam Down, I'm sure me show it already, but big up yourself nonetheless. Ian, big up yourself. Feline, big up. Richard, big up yourself. General, big up yourself. Marcia Allen, big up yourself, mama. 876JK, big up as well. See? Continue to listen.
Winning.
So we have to understand that politics is not church. Politics is politics. So politics is mind games. You're following? I went into politics believing that that politics was economics.
Big up Bernard.
So because I'm this economics master, this economics professor, I went into politics believing that, oh, politics lack economic inclination, they lack economic reasoning, they lack understanding of how we use scarce resources, right? So I offer myself to assist, but you get to realize that not because you think you are bright and you're full of ideas, it means that you're going to automatically move up in the political sphere. Politics is not conducive to bright people because bright people are difficult to control. Yeah. And how I've seen it, politics is a yes man thing. So
you hear that? That is why the PNP best interest is to keep you poor and to keep you as dunce as possible because that is how they control you. But we see the reverse in Anjonas. Anjonas has said they go to school, he might keep pitting them at school and he might tell us if you go and get a skill. See? So the PNP is an old draconian party, like me always I say. And see that one of them young people, you know, Dr. Andre Horton, prominent PNP, all I want to know him. See him there. He might tell you, say I saw him party stay. But I've long been telling you, you know. Say, so I cut out this now and put it on YouTube and put it on Facebook, sorry. Yeah, people, I got cuss me, but I know me, I said, I Mr. Horton, I say it himself. See, because PNP is that naive, you know, and then that dunce, then that stupid. Whatever I cuss me and say, go here talk foolish, even though they hear man I talk for himself. This is how brainwash some PNP are. See?
And anything somebody say, you can quickly follow it and follow instructions and, you know what I mean, be a yard boy.
So take
then,
program.
Yeah, you will be very successful in politics. But if you have your own mind, your own inclination, your own moral compass as to what is good or bad, as to what is not good or what is not bad, then you are going to find it difficult. And I found it very, very difficult to deal.
Big up yourself, brother Jamaica 87. Anita Earl Ford, good evening.
With these people who call themselves politicians because you think you have value. They know you have value, but to them, they see you as a threat to their whole plan plus them quest to become leader in whatever way. Because if they see leadership in you, remember, a 63 seat. Any party who wins must win 32 of the 63. You following? So there cannot be just one leader. You have to have at least 32 capable, able-bodied leaders on your team for you to be able to win. You following? But what I recognize, especially in my party that I join, is not a loving environment where people see you as a prodigy and see you and help to provide a foundation to uplift you. If they see you as a
not even campaign meeting can't go back my people. Like that they can't even go back to our PNP conference. I tell you, I don't so see my job here. I don't so see my job chair to come over here, so I don't wait.
prodigy, no push.
And the final clip of this interview that I want to take a look at is Andre himself saying that, look, he's done with politics. He's been a part of the People's National Party, not a very long political life, and he's frustrated and done with politics. And based on rumors that I'm hearing coming out of the party, that Damian Crawford in the People's National Party now is pretty much operating like an independent member of parliament. Damian Crawford is not getting the support that he needs. And we see they're putting people like Nikisha Burchell, they're putting like Dr. Dawes in front of Damian Crawford, when Damian Crawford, when you go back to the 2025 election, Damian Crawford was all over the election. And now they won the 28th seat, and it seemed like they just used him like a suck-out bag juice and just put him to the side.
This is why I'm always adamant against Damian Crawford and his gimmick crew. Remember how I deal with him in the election, how I cuss him and go along because realize he don't have no sense. And he make them take him and use him and turn him on one piece of coffee and sit down on them park him and tap in and locks. 240 leg me say drop out time up. You see me?
And now, one thing I'm going to say is if Damian Crawford leaves the People's National Party within the next political cycle, the People's National Party are going to be out in the wilderness for the next 15 years.
So seeing that you are the difference. And
Come on guys, we need 10 more thumbs up to 100 to achieve the goal. 10 more thumbs up, see?
you let it be known. I want to know, like, is it a thing where eventually you're probably going to get frustrated and say, you know what, since me and them people are not aligned, I'm going to make my way out and I'm going to deal with my stuff by myself. Like, just probably continue your career as a professor or start up a business. Or it's just going to be a thing where you just be like, yo, you know what, because I want my country to do well, I'm going to stay. Like, what's going to be your move?
Boss, me left here already, man. I'm fully focused on my academic career, man. The politics are a waste of time. Believe me. From my point of view. You following? Because going into it, I was very hopeful. Going into it, I was very understanding of what it is.
Okay.
Because I study Marcus Garvey, right? I look up to him and his...
Me too. Big up everybody that got me to 101 thumbs up. Big up on yourself.
Political philosophy of thought, unification, one nation, confidence, you know? And Marcus Garvey didn't win an election in Jamaica.
Really?
Really, Marcus Garvey started the first political party, the PPP. And Marcus Garvey is Jamaica's first national hero. And Marcus Garvey could not convince these black people to vote for him.
Oh.
Who we worship more now than Marcus Garvey as a Jamaican in terms of his global impact with the Black Star Line and him newspaper and those things. Even China. What China has become today is a direct result of Marcus Garvey tutelage to China. China have 3 people that determine China's political philosophy of thought and approach towards leadership of their nation. Lenin, Karl Marx, and Marcus Garvey. So everything that you see happening in China was as a result of things that they learned, even from us Jamaicans. Because we have an economist, Arthur Lewis. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but Arthur Lewis is the man who spoke about industrialization by invitation. He win, as a Nobel Prize. He win a Nobel Prize.
So we're going to record and all my people. So we say Portia Simpson Miller lost the election to Andrew Holness by 1 seat. Andrew Holness or Bruce? Bruce to 1 seat. And when Portia Simpson lose that election, the PNP started to turn on her, my people. And that's the infighting in the party start from that day until today day. See? That is where the infighting in the party start from that day until today day. Lisa Hanna, who was clearly the outrunner to succeed Portia Simpson Miller. They did not want Lisa Hanna there because Peter Bunting had an agenda to lead the country, but guess what? Him never account pan. He was that counting on Rodamai Crawford busting in ass. I beg your pardon, my people. Rodamai Crawford bust Peter Bunting Waterlele. See? And him have to get up from there. So when I Rodamai busting ass, my people, he couldn't make Lisa take over the party because Lisa faction of the party, the one PNP party, the original PNP party, the original Portia and PJ people them. They would have had their tentacles in the party and Peter Bunting would have to let go. So what Peter Bunting did instead is to put Mark Golding there because they had enough money between him and Mark Golding to buy out the rest of Duppy Bat and Dunce them in the PNP. So what him do now, him place Mark Golding to go and hold his spot for him. So him could take over. But guess what now? They weren't counting on Andrew Holness, for be such a brilliant leader. See? So now that Andrew Holness is a brilliant leader and plus Mark Golding don't have no charisma because Mark Golding big and sour and fear one water and buffalo. See? He don't have no charisma, so he might try to hold on the spot as long as possible, but Andrew Holness continue to play chess, my people, and then continue to lose, right? So him can step out of the shadow. Now that he's an MP, all Mark Golding have to do is resign and, him a go come in, but guess what? Damian Crawford a wait pony and there are other persons who might want to challenge as well. But kick out the young people in the multi-party. The Labour Party is what it is today, because when Andrew Holness came, Andrew Holness started to get rid of some of the old guards, some of the gatekeeper them. And he started replace them with younger minds, fresher minds, people who want to work and work for the best interest of the people. That is what the PNP needed. And Bruce Golding tell them, when Bruce Golding has stepped down and Bruce Golding did his speech, Bruce Golding told them, listen, I am one of the oldest leaders in the world left right now. And I am stepping down because Canada, Barack Obama at the time, never so old. David Cameron in England at the time, never so old. None of them never 58. Right? So, he encouraged the PNP to follow suit with the labor rights. And they didn't. See? Then start to put big old Peter Phillips who did that already 40, 17-year-old, my people. See? 70, in that all. Right? And the Jamaican people did not take to Phillips either. Phillips is the one who started to fight out the younger persons out of the party as well. See? And it continued over into Bucky Massa and his friend Peter Bunting. So they might try to hold on for the party for power between the two of them. But it not going to work. What they need to do, all of these young people, they need to come up with a scheme and plot against them and tear down Mark Golding and Peter Bunting and get rid of them out of the party. Because if they don't do that, the party are go dead. See? We continue to listen to the last part. We will continue the monologue after.
A Caribbean economist. Normally, you know, we're not coming at them discussion there.
Yeah.
But he was the one who
people.
said that, okay, people are farm agriculture in a rural area. People now need to develop some urban areas to move into the industrial age. So people are going to leave out of agriculture, go into industrialization and get higher income where them can spend more money. But in order for them to do so, the government have to provide an enabling environment to businesses. So you build up the free zone area, the factory, the this, that, so you can employ more people from the country in the industrial village. And as a result, the country produce more, people earn more, and then get people out of poverty. That's what built China. That is what built Singapore. But that is what Jamaica has neglected. So anytime you have a smart Jamaican who understand things and want to move the thing forward.
You realize how we have a smart Jamaican who want to move the thing forward. Anybody can call the name of that smart Jamaican that want to move the thing forward?
You always have the Jamaicans them who will take the 5,000 and vote against him. Take the rice and peas, vote against him. Take the grant, vote against him.
And the final thing I'm going to say before I go, I remember when Finance Minister Nigel Clark was trying to justify the increase of the 200% increase of salaries for members of parliament. What stood out to me about what Nigel...
You hear that 200%? You have a lot of PNP who like, they say, the Prime Minister take 300%. A 300% thingy, it's the public sector. 200%, my people. See? And I have no issue with it. Right? They are the leaders of the country and they should be paid as such. Right? We can't have people in our country we have way money than the leaders. Those persons who have way money is going to use that money to buy them out and then they're not going to do the work what they're supposed to do. Sake of money where other with influence, a wheel. See? So Andrew Holness then did the right thing, my people. Jake, big up yourself.
Clark said at the time is that in politics in Jamaica, they are not able to attract the brightest and the smartest politicians, and increasing the salary for members of parliament would ensure that a lot of Jamaicans, the brightest and the smartest that goes to the private sector, they will see being a politician more feasible and they would enter politics. And now we're seeing one of the most brilliant young minds in the People's National Party leaving the People's National Party out of frustration. And as I said, Damian Crawford is another one that seemed like he's on the exit. And I don't know what it's going to take for the People's National Party to learn from their mistake, but they continue to make the same mistake over and over again. And as far as I'm concerned right now, Jamaica is like a one-party country. The Jamaica Labour Party, to me right now, seems like the only political party in the country because I don't know what the PNP is offering to the people of Jamaica. So guys, sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this one. What do you think about Professor Andre Horton being blacklisted from the People's National Party? And do you believe that there should be an opening for such a bright, talented young man?
You don't know space with me people because he chat too much and he will go there much like Damon Crawford go try to take over from Mark or Peter and they can't afford that. Anyway, them tell me on Facebook say me a sell out and me dunce and me don't know no history and me don't know what me talking about. See Andre Horton tell them there. Andre Horton tell them a PNP member in just running a last election and lose and he won before that. See? Him a tell them for himself what him go through in the PNP. Many others are there and they are scared to talk. We saw Carrie Douglas having to walk away because of treatment over there. We saw Venetia having to walk away because of treatment from over there. We saw several others and we see how them are doing Vaza deal with Miss Chang down at Westmoreland. See? Who are the sellouts? Any Jamaican we get up and talk about reparations and repatriation and We fi get rid of Queen and King as head of state. And them fi pay our money for slave ancestors. And Jamaica this and Jamaica that. All of the people that is consciously walking behind the PNP today, while they have a leader, a British leader from the United Kingdom by the name of Bucky Massa, Bucky Swamps, L. Buck Chapper. See? Anybody that is following behind that leader today, those are the people who are duns. Those are the people who don't know their history. And those are the Jamaicans who are sellouts. They will sell their mother. See? Nobody will follow behind Mark Golding today can't be in their right mind, if you ask me. See? We not sell out our country, or we not sell out our people them with nobody. All I things them a PNP sell, and Jones are taking time and buy them back 1-1. So we can have our things them and we can benefit from them. See? Mark Golding, who none of us have an address for. None of us have an address for Mark Golding as Jamaicans. We don't know where he live. All I will say Andrew Holness when bill, house when bill, and all I we know where they. We can drive past the gate and look. See? And me sure if he did you can go knock the gate and call him and he will come out there. Where does Mark Golding live? When Mark Golding walk amongst the people in Jamaica, you can see how awkward it is for him to socialize with them. Right? Because they are not his people. You don't know nothing about we can't relate to it. Right? And that is the God Almighty truth, my people. So, a lot of people don't like me. You know, last night a taxi man in Westmoreland was killed by the name of DUJON. You know, so I'm sure enough of them did I rejoice this morning, things say I'm dead. Saying but not me. R.I.P. to the taxi man we got murdered last night in Negril. You know, condolence to his family. It is very sad. Westmoreland have not had a murder in a little while, but you know, them people can't bear. And when we see police bust out them head top, we don't feel no way because they hell bent and destroying society. See? Saying that, you know, as I say that, I will say that the PNP, you know, is inveigled in criminality. And they themselves don't want no peace in our communities either. I can tell you no. Crystal Tomlinson as well, they got rid of her. You know, help me with the list. We will call out the list. So, Crystal Tomlinson, Venetia, Carrie Douglas, they force out Mama P, Lisa Hanna, Natalie Nita, we hardly see she, I don't know as of lately. So, Miss Chang, them a fight out Miss Chang down at Westmoreland. Then kill Melissa Silvera. See? The PNP then just not like females. And then when you're a male, if you're too intelligent, they not like you neither. You know, it is an absolute disgrace that, you know, we can have a political movement behaving like this and them sell out the party to this white man. Sell him out Lawrence Rowe as well. Young youth, people they love him and he would have gone places. Why is it that the old guards of the PNP now want younger people step up to lead the party? Party have to have fresh minds to survive. You can't survive how Mark Golding are going with it, I go dead. And if you want if you dead. See? Yes, Natalie, Karen, and where next lady call? Where next lady call? You know, them get rid of them not like woman, my people. They don't like woman. And if Stern, yeah, Miss Stern, you know, if you are not towing the party line, so meaning whatever the leader says, that is what you have to do in the PNP. You can't say, boy, you know, this is an idea that I have. For example, Andrew Holness is the Prime Minister. Daryl Vaz, you know, had the school bus on his radar to do for many years. We know that it was originally a Mike Henry thing. Daryl Vaz would have taking over from Mike Henry, and that was on the books to do. And he's hell bent on doing it. Right? The Prime Minister give him the room to go and do it. Right? But obviously Cabinet would have approved. In the PNP, it look like if I know a leader idea, it can't work. Right? If you don't notice them, sometimes Julian Robinson will say one thing, Damian Crawford will say another thing, Mark Golding say another thing, Peter Bunting will say something different. Because everybody in a party is not united. That is why you find something like that happening, my people. And it is not rocket science. It is not rocket science. All that we can see say, the Jamaica Labour Party is united, and they are united behind the leader, and that is why our country is managing to grow and blossom. We see one little squabble go on one day because they have some licky Labour right way. Feel like them be always a get. And you know, so because no money now run, people are vexed. But the money I go towards building a thing, people. Right? And that is what we need to do, build up the country. There was corruption in the United States, you know. Plentiful. There's still corruption today, but you know, it was rampant back in the day. And they managed to get a handle on it, and they were able to develop. England also had a lot of corruption. Right? And they managed to get a handle on it. It's still very corrupt today, but you know, they managed to get a handle on it and then develop. I'm sure if you go to Canada, you find the same thing. Most democracy, you find the same thing. Corruption, then do something about it, and you know, start to grow. People do not like Andrew Holness because Andrew Holness come and Andrew Holness say, listen, we can't continue to give away the money, we can't continue to share out the money to our friend them. We have to use it and build up the country. So no money now run to certain people if you get to buy a new vehicle. They now get no money if you go a bar, go spend 200 and 300,000 buy their friend liquor. Because they can't get their hand on government money like that anymore. They don't like Andrew Holness. That's why they might tell us, say, my thief. Make we say my thief and tear him down and move him from there. So once we tear him down and move him from there, we'll be able to go in there and get the money and go now again. You know? But thank God, Jamaican people are starting to educate themselves, and they are seeing that Andrew Holness is a leader for this time. You know, and Andrew Holness have done more than many other leaders, especially the PNP ones. If you ask me what is PJ Pattis's legacy, question. Anybody can tell me what is PJ Pattis's legacy? You know, many years from now when PJ is dead and gone, you know, what will be his legacy? What PJ legacy? What is Portia Simpson Miller's legacy? You know, and we can argue that Michael Manley, although he had great intentions, don't have a legacy either. You know? The hands out done lifestyle, yes. And the ghetto politics still a play. We have a long way to go with the ghetto politics. You know, because when you have people in a space like Mark Golding where decide say want power at all costs, and he don't care who dead or who burn or who crash feet. He just want it because him, Mark Golding, want to say, I, son of Sir John Golding, Mark Golding, was Prime Minister of Jamaica. If I even for one day, he want it. But it don't happen. See, I almost do every God Almighty thing in our power. Remember, you know, say me come here and me preach day and night and me tell you, say stay away from the PNP, blah blah blah. Say one of them people come now and tell you, say him a fear look place we get up now. Him a fear run well for politics, but guess what? He too shame to come over here so. So he can't come over here so him a fi just left for politics. Lisa left and it look like Damian one left. But remember me tell you now, anytime Damian left, and when, anytime he left, and not if me mean, but when he leave, it is going to be a dark day for the PNP. I can't tell you no. Dark day. Because when people like that, who are yes men and yard boy. You know? When people like that I look place we gallop to my people. Like horse a gallop a pass. You must know say it really, really bad over there. It really, really bad. See? So I don't just Horton alone I say many others. I say, you don't notice you don't hear back from Dennis Meadows. Eh? You don't hardly even hear from Paul Patmore now. The PNP is not stable, my people. And a lot of people don't understand. You know? A lot of people don't understand that the PNP is not a political movement. It is tantamount to a dictatorship. You know? And that is what they were trying to pursue in Jamaica. And had Michael Manley gotten his way, my people, Jamaica would have been in a dictatorship today. You remember something telling you? Because PNP first run out and tell us, oh, the man never talk about no communism, a socialism, democratic socialism. Eh? If he never know communism, how comes his best friend is a communist? Fidel Castro. And how comes all of Fidel Castro best friends were communists? That is where you wanted to take the party to, but he could come out and tell you. But you, someone big and so stupid and big and dunce and an ambition. That's so tapping on your phone and tapping on one on the face. On an ambition, move up. June, more girl have PJ phone legacy. You know, me like to test certain little theory, you know. Them say PJ Patterson bring in cell phone. But in actual fact, it was Edward Siaga who laid the foundation, you know, in the 80s. You know, them say PJ bring in used car. Used car has been coming in the island since the 1950s and 60s. See? Did he make it more easier for it to happen? Yes, but I don't feel original idea. See? And when PJ Patterson did that, he was allowing people to buy cut up vehicle in a container and carry back to Jamaica to assemble it. Many people lost their life because those cars, when they impact, you know, they crumbling upon the people, they might kill them. So was that the best thing? I'm not so certain. You know, and them are going like it's a great achievement. Today, in a Jamaica, you as a Jamaican now have to buy a used car anymore. You can walk in a car mart and use a credit and take out a new vehicle if you don't have a whole lot of money to pay for it. That is progress. See? No progress and you fi buy one old cut up vehicle and carry come for assembly it for drive. You not progress that. What wrong with them people here? Eh? Today you can go a Kia. You can go a Porsche. You can go a ATL. You can go a Mercedes. You can go a BMW in a Jamaica. Go take out a vehicle now if you want. The China them are coming with for them own vehicle to electric and all. And you can go take out a vehicle. Brand new. That is progress. So the PNP don't like progress, my people. And them do the bare minimum and act as if it is the greatest thing ever them do. Because we had some persons who were completely dumb and then stupid. Did you know? And this is a fun fact, I want to go research this. After almost 20 years of the PNP being in government, right? Did you know that the PNP over 20 years raised the minimum wage just to $3,000 Jamaican in 20 years? You know, look into that. Yeah? Over the last 10 years, the government has risen the minimum wage 100%. 100. And in 20 years of the PNP, in that 20 years, they could only put on 3,000 Jamaican dollar per your income. Over 20 years. And then here he at them, hear them. But them the time their money did stronger. And he could have buy more things. In the 1990s, inflation was high as 88%. I believe one time we couldn't even buy saltfish, how expensive saltfish was. Enough people stop put saltfish in their ackee and put mackerel. Or then just season saltfish and yam so. With dumpling. So me not understand them people who seek for defend the PNP. They have our next argument when them tell us say whole I sitting them we are doing in Jamaica now. A PNP did do it, a Andrew Coleman do it. So why PNP did not power for 19 years? Why they never do it? Eh? You're not power for 19 years and you not do it, and Andrew not power for 10. And in do almost everything. So why PNP could do it in 19 years? If I did feed them accomplishments. So me see Akina. My mama say I sit there. Eh? If it was them, if it was meant to be done by them, why they never do it? They had ample time. They had ample time. So, when you hear me attack from a place of research, and me attack from a place where, you know, me know, and I say me no know. Right? Because some people, the elder them on Facebook like to tell me, say, true, me never born in a manly time. Me no know the truth, and me fi go do research. Like me not done research as is a manly. Never do well for your country. Eh? One of them tell me today on Facebook, say, for 14 years straight, PNP have inflation in a single digit. See? So me go ask ChatGPT and ChatGPT say no, I'm a screenshot it and comment it back. And I say, I'll know you can't answer. Eh? I'll know you can't answer. But then the part they tell lies the PNP did have inflation in a single digits for 14 years. So how Jamaica don't grow under PNP? If PNP did have inflation in a single digits for 14 straight years, how come Jamaica not grow? How come we not benefit from it? Today there are more businesses in Jamaica than ever. Today there are more Jamaicans that own homes more than ever. Today there are more Jamaicans that have mortgages more than ever. Today there are more Jamaicans driving a vehicle more than ever. Females in Jamaica under the Andrew Michael Holness Moses government are liberated. They might drive their own little fits or them Vits. Some of them are drive Beamer, Benz, Audi, Kia, Hyundai. In Jamaica like we say Hyundai, but Hyundai, he pronounce my people. See? So today, under this government, more things are going on in our country, more people are liberated, my people. See? Especially females. They are emancipated. And then can hold their own and if you wait for a man to come carry them go at this and they have their own vehicle. Enough yard in Jamaica have 3, 4, 5, 6 cars in it now. One man have all 6 vehicles. And the PNP, you know, who have 6 vehicle people like Skengdan and a big man them. A big shot them and them alone can change vehicle every day, rest away. Who not take bus and taxi, we have to buy one little bicycle. And a PNP government at 2 years, me save if you buy one bicycle on a Bashko. Today, a youth can go work at one car wash in a 1 month. You can go buy one bike. See? That is the difference between a JLP government and a PNP government. See? So, I tell my people, it is what it is. And the PNP don't cater for the youths. And I have long been saying that. They not like women. I have long been saying that. They not like educated people. I have long been saying that. So today, Andre Horton, you know, have elevated my position. I have been saying this forever, that the PNP is a place not to be. Don't go there because you're going to stifle. Right? And it is something that I have observed over the years. That it is something that they practice. You know, if you have a voice and if you are loved by the people, the leaders don't want you to have that same affection. I even went and then she say he not come over for Mark Golding. He not coming over for Mark Golding. Not even Pitney they know Mark Golding. When I see Pitney I tell her say, oh, one bro got me a labor right and then can't vote. Eh? When I see Pitney I say, oh, why they see Mark Golding and take picture with some Pitney and the whole like Pitney they have a peace finger. Show I Pitney them I say. And then turn up with Mark Golding. You remember that picture there? Because even the Pitney they see. So the JLP is a better government than the PNP and them not live and die yet. See? So we can't afford Mark Golding to come and run the country now with the Rise United. He not go end well for we. I can't tell you no. See? He not go end well for we. I can't tell you. Common sense dictates that. And common sense tell it all away. So he not go end well for we. Right? And it just plain and simple as that, my people. So, with all of that being said, my people, you know I have work tomorrow, so I got a job, you know. So big up all 261 that is here. Big up all 144 person that gave me a thumbs up. Anjay, if you get it the hard way, Dr. Chang send him to school and tell him to hold on. As soon as a space is available, he will get a seat. He make PNP check him. Got this in my inbox this evening. That is exactly what happened, you know, and he pay the price, but he can't come back now, so he have to get up provide PNP, right? So, same like Lisa. Lisa was there in the JLP. Ian Hills as well was there in the JLP, and several others, but they just couldn't wait, my people. They couldn't wait, so. True, they couldn't wait. They run going a call but and they call DD for them over PNP. See? So me will see you tomorrow evening, my people. See? Big up on yourself. Enough respect. Much love. Show our labor rights.